Tibia is an MMORPG which spawned onto the internet in 1997. I have been playing since 2005, making this my 20th year as a Tibian. Back when I started playing, the world looked a little something like this. But throughout the past 2 decades, as I adventured the world, hunted and died, and I've died many times, the Tibian realm expanded. And there are now even more lands, and even more than that. Yes, there are many lands to explore, which is something I've done very little of. Probably because while Tibia is a game I enjoy immensely, I've never been very good at it, and I could probably be referred to as a basic casual player. It took me far longer than I'd like to admit before I started using potions to any helpful degree or employing any sort of beneficial strategies into hunting monsters, and I often stayed clear of quests because the ones that seemed doable, at least to me, were either fetch quests of little reward or overly time-consuming slogs. But for this anniversary year, I've decided to get good at Tibia. Maybe. And explore as much of it as possible. And to do that, I need a new character. However, there was one character sitting there, unplayed and unloved, that I'd created a few years ago for this very purpose. And they just so happened to be on the same world as my oldest character. Technically it's not the same world of old Danubia anymore, due to world merges over the time and name changes and things like that, but in everything but name, it's still the same slightly dangerous PvP world I first stepped into 2 decades ago. They were still sitting there on the tutorial island of Dawnport, with only a couple of levels to their name. So, to give myself the true newbie experience, I decided to be a bit reckless. It wasn't really going to matter much in the long run anyway. I needed to get back to level 1. So I died. And then I died. And I died. And I kept killing myself until the XP dwindled and my level fell as low as it would go. Level 1 with 9 experience points. It wasn't a flat 0, but it was good enough. It was the best I was going to get. Now, it was time to hunt the monsters that had just gleefully murdered me, exact vengeance upon them, and get off of this rock. Although there is another way. The island of Rookgard, the original newbie island, a tranquil place full of rats and dreams and a gateway to adventure. It seemed fitting to be starting a new journey from this old, neglected home. I met with Inigo in the Dawnport Keep, ready to be rid of this place. It was decided I would travel to Rookgard, and from there, my adventures in Tibia shall begin!